Hello and a warm witchy welcome to Ceridwen's Tips. So today we're going to be looking at the scrying ball, and hopefully after today's session this will give people more confidence in using this divination method. So here we have my scrying ball, which is made of glass, and you can get crystal, but you can buy photography balls which have got different colour tints in them, which are really nice. You can get different sizes, and I like to use this, as you've seen in a lot of my readings, to complement the different tools that I have. At the bottom I've got shungite, which is acting as my conductor, and I'm trying to force the issue here and get the shungite out, but it doesn't want to come out, so I should just leave it alone. And then I have my scrying ball working with the backdrop of candlelight. So you'll see that I work with the candles that I have in my workspace along with the scrying ball. So the frequency of light, the frequency of the crystal, and the frequency of the ball, your conscious and unconscious mind, and your own energy all works together in harmony to bring you the messages needed to come in for your session. So with the candles, you can use universal white. You can use different colour candles for different scrying sessions. So for example, you might use pink for romance, you might use orange for career, successes and creativity, blues and purples for spirituality, green for finance, and so on and so forth. And you can just use universal white. So what I would say is that when you're working with all of these energies, is please do not expect to see really bold images in that ball. It's not what this is about. This is about working with energy and light, and you can see how pretty it looks, to be able to download message through frequency and energy. Now, you may see dreamy type images, you might see flashes of light that are communicating with you, you may even get thoughts within your mind where it's the energies all working together through your focus and your intent that you just start feeling and thinking or hearing. You may even feel sensations, vibrations as you touch the ball. And always remember, please believe in yourself. You've got to trust in yourself, trust in that energy communication. And like I've said, don't expect bold images to come through. If you do, wow, that's amazing. But don't feel that it's not working if you're not seeing that. And I will sometimes see like flashes of light in and out, and that might communicate certain thoughts within my mind, and then I will verbalize that in dialogue. The other thing I would recommend doing as well, starting out, is use a plain backdrop and a plain tablecloth. I would always recommend as well starting your training with the scrying ball in darkness, just with the candlelight. And you will not believe how intense that energy feels. Darkness, plain tablecloth, plain background, and just the ball and the light. I am telling you, it is very intense, and it is something that you will learn to appreciate as time goes on, because you are putting yourself in a place of deep concentration. And it is so beautiful, the crystal ball in darkness, or scrying ball, I should say. It is stunning, and what you will do is start to see and feel and hear and sense things. All your senses will work together for you to be able to reach in and get those messages out. So you can also use the scrying ball alongside different readings, like you've seen me doing. I've used it with various items across my workstation, the tarot, pendulums, and I just allow all that energy to work together to actually bring a broader perspective into my readings. And what I would recommend as well is you sort of like mix and match your spiritual toolkit. And remember, you need to believe in yourself, trust yourself. Don't make things overcomplicated, keep it basic. And like I keep saying, you know, what works for one person may work differently for another. There is no hard and fast rule. It's about your rule that works for you. And remember, whatever item you use, it's something that you're going to bond with. It's something that you're going to connect with. And everything takes time. And all you've got to do is keep focusing your energy within that ball. So some people may use this as a way to actually see images in a deeper manner. So for example, some people may be using tarot cards like I do, and what they might do is actually put the tarot card behind the ball as a way of amplifying or magnifying the images. So they may pop out more, stand out more, and be able to sort of, how can I put this, to almost use it as a way of getting images to jump out through the ball. So how can I explain? So if you put the card with the ball, there might be certain elements of that card which may not pop out to you unless you're using it alongside the ball. So you're not going to be able to see it really well with the camera here, but what it will do is sort of magnify certain parts of the card. And then other people may want to use it with a pendulum. Now, a pendulum, just get a feel for whatever pendulum works right for you, what crystal you're drawn to. I find that the pendulum works well with the scrying ball and also with the crystal at the base as a conductor. And what you can do is work with all of this to get definitive answers. Yes, no, or ask again. And remember, a pendulum can only work with very direct, concise questions. And I would do practice runs as well, because what you will find is that it will work differently with different people. Some pendulums are lighter than others, shaped differently to others. They will swing in different answers as well, for yeses or nos, or ask agains. And what I would do is maybe test yourself out with the pendulum. So you could do things like say to your friend, right, I'm testing my pendulum out. I'm going to ask is if you've got your TV on and see what answer comes out. And then that's a way of validating some of the answers that it is giving. And it also gives you chance as well to work with it in a natural way, because it takes time. And it takes time for you to actually gain your confidence in your answers as well, because sometimes the answer may come out differently to what you think logically, and then you start doubting it. And by doing all the practice runs, you sort of eliminate all of that. So I hope this session has gave you some useful tips. And please, contact me if there's anything you want to ask further. I tend to try and keep things as basic as possible. And so look after yourselves and take care.